Hello, 7th grade. This is lesson 75. Our objective is how do you find the area of complex figures and trapezoids, which is really a special kind of complex figures. So I just need you to remember how to find the area of a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is the base times the height. Remember, base and height are always perpendicular to each other. And for the area of a triangle, is 1/2 base times height, or you can write it as base times height divided by 2. Those two are the same equation. So remember, it's base and height, and again, they have to be perpendicular to each other. And that height might be outside the triangle. There's different ways to write that, or different ways the triangle might look, but base and height are always perpendicular to each other. So we can get started here in example 1. It says, find the area of this figure. Corners that look square are square. Dimensions are in millimeters. So we need to find the area of that. I don't necessarily have a formula for that, but I notice that if I cut it like this, that I can have a rectangle, this blue rectangle here, and then this red triangle here. So if I find the area of those two different pieces, then I just have to add them together and I'll find the area of the whole thing. So let's do the area of that rectangle. The base is 7 and the height is 10. So it's going to be 10 times 7, which is equal to 70 millimeters squared. Right, because it's in millimeters. It's millimeters times millimeters, it's millimeters squared. Again, because we're talking about area. And then for the triangle, it's a little bit more tricky. Notice from here to here, this length is 4. And from here to here, this length is 10. So how far is it from here to here? From here to here. Well, the whole length is 10, this length is 4, so that means this length must be 6, 10 minus 4. So to find the area of that triangle, I'm going to say 1/2 the base, and we need to do something similar over there. Notice from here to here, that's what we're looking for. From here to here is 7, and the whole length is 16. So from there to there would be 9. So 9 times 6. So the height is 6, the base is 9. So 1/2 times 6 times 9. Multiply those two. Half of 6 is 3. 3 times 9, which equals to 27 millimeters squared. But again, that's not my whole answer because I'm looking for the area of this whole thing combined. So I'd add the blue part and the red part together, which is going to give me 97 millimeters squared. And I just did 70 plus 27 to get that 97. Alright, let's do another one. This one I might have to cut a couple times. So, let's see. If I cut it horizontally here, again, sorry, same instructions. Find the area of this figure. Corners that look square are square. Dimensions are in centimeters now. So there I have this square down here. Notice that's 3 by 10. So I have this red square. And if I cut it vertically right here, I get this green triangle. And then I have this blue rectangle over here. Okay, so this blue rectangle is 6 wide and it is 7 tall. Notice because the whole height is 10 and from here to here is 3, so that means that part must be 7. So the area of the blue one is going to be 7 times 6, which is 42 centimeters squared. The area of that green triangle is going to be 1/2 the base. We need to calculate the base. Let's see. The whole length is 10, and this part over here is 6. So that means this part over here must be 4. So 1/2 4 times the height, which is that 7 that we found there. Well, 1/2 times 4 is 2. So 2 times 7 is equal to 14 centimeters squared. And then for the red part, that's probably the easiest one. 10 times 3, which is equal to 30 centimeters squared. So to find the area of the whole thing, I need to add those up. 42, 30, and 14. So that's going to be 6, 4, 8. So the area of that whole figure is going to be 86 centimeters squared. And again, we're talking squared because we're talking about area, two-dimensional. That's the 2. All right, now if you look at this trapezoid here, trapezoids have 2 parallel sides. So this side and this side are parallel, and these sides are not parallel. That's the definition of a trapezoid there. And so notice if we made another one of those, so if I repeated this red length right down here, and I repeated this blue length right up here, so it's exactly the same shape. Mine may or may not be, but just imagine with me. So this length is the same as this length, and this length, well, they're the same because they're use the same line. Notice it looks like a parallelogram, and if you remember, the area of a parallelogram is just base times height. But the base in this case is going to be this blue length plus the red length times this height. Okay, so the area of this picture that I have drawn is, I'm just going to call it blue plus red times the height. Okay, blue plus the red times the height. But notice that's 2 of the figures, so I don't need 2 of them. I actually just need half of that area. And that's where we get the formula for a trapezoid. The area of a trapezoid is 1/2. We call that B1 plus B2, meaning one base and the other base, times the height. So this is the area of a trapezoid. This you should put in your quick reference if you haven't already. So you should get that in there. So let's use that formula. So the area is going to be 1/2. Base 1 is 7, base 2 is 10, and the height is 6. So this is going to be 1/2. 7 plus 10 is 14 times 6. Well, multiply the half on the 14. Half of 14 is 7. So 7 times 6. So the answer is going to give you 42 centimeters. That's right, squared. So the area of that trapezoid is 42 centimeters squared. All right, one more here. And it uses the key word here of estimate. It says estimate the area of this trapezoid. Notice it says 5 feet 11 inches. That's almost 6 feet. 10 feet 1 inch, well, that's almost just 10 feet. 7 feet 2 inches, well, that's almost just 7 feet. So let's find the area using that same formula. 1/2 B1 plus B2 times the height. 1/2 B1, it says estimate, I'm going to say 10 plus 6, right? 10 plus the 6 times the height, which is 7. It's going to be 1/2 times 16 times 7. Half of 16 is 8 times 7. 8 times 7 is 56. And since it's since we estimated everything to be in feet, this would be feet squared. So I'd say area is approximately equal to 56 feet squared. Your homework is there on page 526. You're going to do the practice set, all the 75s, all the 74s, and then 5 more of your choice. Good luck.